All right, guys, welcome to another Dokkan Battle video. Now we have the EZAs that were released 11 hours ago, but as per usual, I usually like to wait for the stat calculations first before I go ahead and hop into it, as well as the translated info, since not always is that available at the time. But let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So we got EZA Int Zamasu here, one of the EZAs that I was very excited for, and I think they did a pretty good job. So he has 180% attack and defense. He reduces damage received by 40%, which he had before. Then he raises his attack and defense by up to 120% with more HP remaining, the greater the stat boosts. This is the new part of his passive. He reduces damage received by 20% when all allies in the same turn are Realm of Gods characters. Because you really want to be running this in Zamasu with other Zamasus and other Fusion Zamasus, other Goku Blacks, I think that that is not a hard condition to do. It does restrict him a little bit, but I think for how good he is, I think that's fine. Oh yeah, and then I forgot to mention that he gets attack and defense for one turn on super, and then just keeps the same 7% HP recovery. Then he launches an additional attack and a great that has a great chance of becoming a super when he gets his 6th attack in battle. Again, because you probably want to be running this guy in like slot 1 and 2, you don't really want to be throwing him off rotation all the time. I do think that's definitely fine. Then we can go over here and look at the stat calculations. As always, thank you, Halvard, for the calculations. So he messed up, so he corrected this a couple minutes after. So without support, after his first super, he's at 375k, 462, and then 549 with 40% support, which we probably could get if Int Goku Black does get an EZA. He's at 318k start of turn, 413k, 508, 604. So his highest possible that he can get with just like 40% support is 604. Remember that he doesn't have like a lot of stats in terms of like his kit. Again, like look at this. He only gets 180% attack and defense, and then an additional 120%. That is not multiplicative depending on his HP. So this could technically be lower. Since I'm sure that this is with full HP. Yeah, I'm assuming this is with at max like HP with all of his passive up. Yeah, I think so. He didn't clarify, so we'll just go ahead and say that this is with full HP. So it could be lower than this, but again, because he has 60% damage reduction as long as you're running him on the team that you're supposed to, I think this is fine. 600k with 60% defenses or 60% damage reduction is fine. Let's go ahead and look at the next EZA. So yeah, this guy is definitely good. I'm very happy. Let's go into the EZA that I was most excited for, and I actually have him linked 10. Oops, 1 second. All right. So STR Trunks, let's look at the passive first. So he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, and then he raises his defense by 40% instead of 30 for 6 turns. So, and then that was a kind of weird thing, is that they made it where it's like 40% defense instead of the usual 30. But I mean, like any buff to defense is obviously really good. Attack and defense 180%, so it is the same as Int Zamasu. Reduces damage received by 40% and gets an additional attack and defense 180%, the less HP remaining. So basically the swap of Int Zamasu. Launches an additional super attack and attacks effectively against all types when there's a Realm of Gods enemy. Because a lot of the future Saga red zones right now are all against Realm of Gods, it's not a very hard condition. It just makes it where he's more, or he's better when he's against those enemies. So I do think that this is a really, really good thing. Reduces damage received by 10% starting from the next turn in which the character receives or performs the 6th attack in battle. Because he has the guaranteed additional super attack right here, and this says 6th attack and not super attack in battle, I do think that going full additionals is probably the best thing to do. If we go ahead and look at his stats, let me just zoom in just a little bit. Oh, can't really. Let me image a new tab, and we'll just do it like that. Okay. So without support, 218k starting defense, not really too good. 305, then 393. Is there? Not sure why. Oh, it's because he. Or I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why the second super attack is not applicable. Versus the Realm of God's enemy. Oh, it's not applicable because it's not against a realm of gods. I think my bad. Okay, so 218k instead of, oh no, it's the same start, and then he just has the chance to get to 480k. So yeah, like on the first turn, there's a lot of characters who want to be put in the first slot, Goku and Vegeta, for example. So I think that him needing to get the stacks from defense first is definitely not that bad. And then look at, instead of the 218k, he now starts off with 393k and getting up to 655 without support. With support, and then of course the 2 stacks from turn 1, he can get up to 712k. Now keep in mind, this is 2 stacks as well. So let's say that you get really lucky and you get 480k stats at the start because you got the 3 supers, which obviously isn't going to happen too much, but because it's a guaranteed super, you could still see it somewhat. It could be technically higher than this. It'll probably be around like what this says, which is the 712k without support. So keep that in mind. I guess it would be somewhere around like the 740 because it's just like a little bit more each time. But yeah, so this is really good considering that he gets 50% damage reduction. Sure, it's not like supporting or anything, but I think that this guy is a reliable slot too. Not really much to say other than that. I don't think. Another thing to think about as well is it's for 6 turns, and these stat calculations only go up for 2 turns. So he gets the start of turn, then he gets the thing for turn 3, and then that's it. So this isn't even like his max if we want to go to turn 5, which is where you're most likely going to be. So this guy is a really he's just like a person who explodes defensively after turn 1, which is good. I'm fine with that, especially since he gets the 40% defense for 6 turns. It's gonna make it where you can float him off later if you really need to. Now let's go ahead and pull up AGL Trunks and let me see. There we go. All right. So AGL Trunks and they keep the greatly raised attack and defense, and then they lower attack and defense too. 150% attack and defense, reduces damage received by 30% when all allies attacking in the same turn are Future Saga characters, because we've gotten so many Future Saga buffs along with these 4 new EZAs. I think that's fine, especially with considering that we're gonna get new Future Saga LRs in part 2 as well. This is definitely fine, or that part, the Future Saga part, is fine. Then key +3 and an additional 150% attack and defense when there is a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan on the team. Again, we have the blue Goku and Vegeta, so we're fine. And then we also have Tech Vegeta Blue, who needs to transform first to activate that part of the passive, but again, we still have the AGO Blue Boys, so it's fine. I don't think that's a very restrictive passive at all. It's literally, it was there before, but it's fine. Plus an additional 50%, plus an additional 100% attack and defense when there's a Future Saga category enemy. Again, we're having a Future Saga red zone right now, and then we're also having the Mortal Will event, or whatever you want to call that. That's a fine passive. Plus an additional 3 key and 150% attack, and performs a critical hit when facing a name with Zamasu or Goku Black. This just kind of makes it seem more that it doesn't like it doesn't say Fusion Zamasu, so I hope that does count. I'm sure somebody will probably figure it out and see, but I really hope this counts in Fusion Zamasu as well. I don't know if it will, because this is the part where they try to trap Zamasu into the pot, and then it doesn't work out, and then because they forgot the seal, or Goku forgot the seal, so I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, but I would really hope that it does include Fusion Zamasu as well. Let's go ahead and look at their stats. Remember, and he likes to point this out too, is that he gets 30% damage reduction too. So remember, this is gonna look a lot better as well. So start of turn, he gets 234k but it's that's like with a lot of his passive not up. So 469k basically with no Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ally, or Future Saga enemy. Then when you get the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ally, it bumps up to 375k defense. Then with one super, it's 563. Two supers, it's 751. If you're doing a Future Saga enemy and you're doing the red zone with Super Saiyan Blues on your team, you get 469k attack, or I'm sorry, defense, and then you get 704k defense with one super attack, and then 939 with two. If you're running like Int or any of the other supports, you can get up to 1,000,000 defense with 30% damage reduction. And remember, he's going to be doing crits against a lot of these more powerful opponents, Zamasu and Goku Black, which is probably, both of them are really the hardest like events in the game right now, I would say, or at least on global. I'm not sure how it would be on JP because I haven't personally played the Omega stage. So, but yeah, this is a really good EZA, and it's what I've always talked about. If you want to make a character super very restricted, make him so busted, because what's going to be hurting like a unit that has 1,000,000 defense and 30% damage reduction? Like, there's not really a lot that can do damage to that. The only thing that would be hurting them is supers, but with just having like type effective or not type effective, if you're type advantage, I think that he'll definitely be fine. But yeah, I am kind of glad with how they did this unit. Not a little bit better than I thought they would be. I definitely did not think they would give 30% damage reduction. Now let's go ahead and look at Gohan. I heard a little bit about him, but not too much. Let me see where. Okay, here he is. And then, okay, so he messed up the stock calculation, so we'll actually look at this. So massively raises attack, and then he raises defense for 3 turns and causes supreme damage to enemy. His passive is 158% attack and defense. Then he gets another 158% attack and defense for 5 turns from start of turn, and an additional 158% attack and defense when HP is 85% or less. When a lot of these bosses are doing 200k to the best units in the game, start of turn, I think having that 85% HP restriction is not that bad. Like, you'll probably be around that range for most of the battle as long as you're like not using items. Plus an additional attack and defense 58% when HP is 58% or less. Future Saga category allies 2 key and 30% attack. That is nice that they give him support. High chance of evading enemies' attack, and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super when there is an androids or Future Saga enemy. Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of Future Saga enemies with the red zone. And who knows if they're going to do an Android Red Zone in the future, or like an updated one. We already have like the stages with androids, but as we saw with Cell, they have shown that they don't mind bringing back characters for doing new Red Zones. They did First Form Cell, they did Transforming Cell, so they don't really care. They'll do it. Who knows if like the last stage of the Future Saga is like Perfect Cell, you know, or and then turns into Cell Perfect Form, or who knows, you know. And then let's go ahead and look at the stat calculations. So let's look at this. Let me open it up. Oh, not that. Here, let me go ahead and open it in a new tab. So 138% or 138k start of turn defense. That's like none of his passive active, not even the first 5 turn buff. So yeah, we don't really need to like worry about that. So the first 5 turns he gets 223k defense, up to 424 with all of his additional super attacks. If you get the HP 85% or less, it can be 308k up to 585. Then if he's below 58% on top of that with the start of turn or the first 5 turn buff, you can get from 339 to 644, and then 40% support for him will get him to 360k to 685. But then let's look at what his stat calculations look like. Oh yeah, for the 3 turns. So on his second appearance, it would look like 685, 793, 901, and 1 million. Yeah, I was about to say, it's a good thing that he corrected that. If it wasn't 1 million defense and it was just a 685, I think this number is a little bit too low. But because of them giving him multiple, or making it where he can raise defense for 3 turns, as long as you can keep getting those 2 super attacks off. So let's say that you get 4 super attacks, he'll be at 793k if you get 4 supers, basically. I think that's fine. If you want to look at the average with 793k defense, that's basically enough to tank normals as long as he's not type disadvantage. So he should be fine. That and when you think about the dodge as well, it should be fine. I mean, like, he has the high chance, so just counting on the additional attack that has the medium chance to become a super, it's going to be, I don't know if I would really rely on that. That's why I want to say 2 supers, because it's just like wanting to get over 1 million with the medium chance is, I don't know. But because it's an additional attack regardless, that's why I'm saying that you could look at 4 supers is probably the average. It's another character you have to really rely on getting multiple supers, or he could look very weak. If he gets all of his supers, he can look very, very strong. But because there's the new future Gohan that's going to come out, I don't really know where you want to run this guy. I think he could probably be good against Ultimate Clash if they want to release more. If they want to release more like Future Saga enemies against Ultimate Clash, I think that could be fine. He could probably cook in there. A lot of these units are done like extremely well, though. I'm definitely glad that they did Int Zamasu this well. I really want to use him in game because I'm curious how that 60% damage reduction with his defense is going to look out. And it's another thing where it's just like you have to have that great chance to proc. SCR Trunks, like I said, I'm really glad about too. Him getting the damage reduction by 50% is going to make it where, and then having that much defense, he's tanking everything. Of course, he's not going to tank everything turn 1, but everything after that, he'll probably tank everything. AGL Trunks and Mai, like I said, I'm glad that they made it where even though it's restrictive, when you have all of those restrictions active, they're just popping off. Like that's as most as I can ask for. If you're gonna make a character restrictive, make it where they are very, very good. Same thing with Tech Gohan. As long as you get the dodge chance off, as long as you get the additional supers, he could be good. If he doesn't have either of those go off, I think he could look very fraudulent, but that's just how Dokkan is. You either have the coin flip go, or you have the coin flip not work, and then you just kind of lose. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I think all of these units are done pretty well. I don't think there's actually like a miss, I would say, from these EZAs. I think all of them were done pretty good. I'm very excited to use all of them. I'll probably throw all of these guys into my link level team, and we'll see how they work at link level 10. Remember something as well, because I forgot to mention, all of this is without these things. All of these stat calculations are without the equipment. So technically, if you want to put equipment in this guy, like let's say they put defensive equipment in the SCR Trunks, in Zamasu, you want to put it all in these guys, they are going to look a little bit better defensively than they already do. So this isn't like a definitive thing. This is just like best linking partner along with no equipment and a link level 10. So keep that in mind. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.